Hey everyone, welcome to Crypto Technical Analysis episode 77. My name is Adam, I'm your host, and today we're going to go into improving the app speed and simplifying some of our overlay indicators. And so yesterday I did not get to film or stream, and that was because I was just planning on doing like a little bit and I didn't really feel like setting it up, and ended up working out quite a bit. And I'll just show you a little bit in the chart list adapter. So there was a few things that I did. One thing was getting the legend to work without really any kind of like when you click on the chart and the legend, without having to have it hard coded. So this is right here what we have. I still have it hard coded for like the main chart, but that's the candlestick data. But other than that, it loops over like all of the different overlays, checking to see if it was selected and that it's not a separate item. I had added this thing that says has data, which I use to help know if this is the thing that we can get information from. If it does have data, then we go in and check to see if it's a detailed item or not a detailed item, because this is like this is for the header item, because if it's a header item and it doesn't have data, we have to drill in. So this list right here is only for the main items, no really detailed items, because it's really dependent on what is expanded in the overlay adapter list. So this is to capture the non-detailed items. So this is really for all the detailed items. If it has data and it's detailed or non-detailed, which is like a header, and this is for the simple ones like simple moving average, exponential average. And so for here, we set up a colors, we get values based off of the kind, which is really nice. So we get the value. The text becomes from the item all indicator information selected label. We added this. I think we showed that before. So each selected label has this, and we get the color from all indicator information, and then we just add it to the list, and it's pretty easy like that. So the only thing that's a little complex is in the detailed items that have data. So we have to kind of loop through all of our overlay adapter. I added this new all right here, and it's basically a list of overlays, and it gets filled out in the main activity. So dot all, not that one. It's near the top, I think. Let's just look for overlay. Okay, so list, all lists, yeah. And so we just add every single item, not that whether it's visible or not. So this will help with that. Now I think that we maybe have an issue with the colors here. I'm not quite sure if like changes, we might not get the right color. I'm not sure, I haven't really tested that out. So I think we're done with the simplification, but we potentially have issue with colors. To do check if simplification has color change issues. If you restart the app, the color will work, but I think that when you do that, yeah, I might have an issue with the color. Maybe, we'll see. Or we just update the item when we update the color. That might be the thing to do. So now that I'm thinking, we loop through all data, which we kind of want to see the kind is the apparent kind, and that it has data. So this is the parent kind, but we're looking at the detailed item and looking to see if it has a parent kind of the same kind and that it has data, because then we know that it's going to have information. We did have two cases where the index needs to be shifted the Keltner channel has some cases where the values looked a little off, so we cut those out. So that's why we have to do some kind of offset. Same with our Ikimuchu cloud. The lagging period, the line gets shifted, revert backwards or forward, something like that. So we shift those, and so that when you select the line, that it's the correct value. Then we check to make sure that this size, that the index sits within the size, greater than 0 and less than the end size. And then we get the values, which is basically kind of like we do up here. Yeah, so you get the based off the detailed kind, get the value, and then we get the selected legend text. This is where it gets a little tricky, because we are now in the detailed item. We need to get go back to the parent item to find, based off of the color index, which will give us the legend text, because the color index is actually in line with so each one of these is in line with the colored all indicator information, so that when you add the legend, it has the correct color associated to it, or the text, and then the same with the color. So that's we use the color index for both, and then we add it to the legend. So that's pretty much it for that one. And what I think I want to improve is not have a for loop, but have, or do I need to have a for loop? Actually, I think I do need a for loop in this case, because it's going to be catching multiple items. I was thinking that I can change the overlay adapter to be a hash table, so be indexed directly, but I still think we need loops over them all. Now for selecting legend text, that might be able to be, we might be able to improve this. So we don't even get the, yeah, so yeah, I feel like this probably can be improved. To not loop through them all, but to index into it. Like if this was a hash table. I kind of want to do that. So, is that right? Yeah. So hash map with overlay kind of overlay. Hash map with overlay dot kind, comma, overlay, and then we can do hash map like that. So we do have to update that, but oh yeah, I want to also go into what else I did. So this fixed the legend, great. Now we want to fix the lines, and so part of the lines here there's a few things like the volume bars that already gets done. Now for the lines, we kind of loop through the same all information. We check to see if the kind is if the kind matches and the parent kind and the item has data, because we only get kinds of things that are already selected, so we don't have to check to see if it's selected or not. And then we kind of get the color, the label, whether it's filled, and the color of the fill, and then we get the entry data based off of the index of the kind, the detailed kind, and then we add it to our list. So we just keep looping through all of the items there. Pretty straightforward. There's a few things that we do want to have special cases for. That's a rune up down. We have to make sure that we don't fill in between lines, I believe. This was there before, so it was just a special case. And then the stochastic oscillator, we had those limit lines that will limit 80 and limit 20, and I think that it's too customizable to, it would be too much to make that into like a configuration, because I don't know if we start getting more limit lines, then maybe we can like, let's put that into the customized table and add those in later. But for right now, we'll just add it when we need it, and then we just update the line graph right there with all the items that we added in here for all line graph style, which each line, and bam, that's it. So that means that when we add in a line, it should automatically, like when we add it into the overlay, and if we set up the configuration right, it should get the legend working, and it should get the line working without making any changes, which is really cool. And I think so this is for update chart. Yeah, so that's pretty much everything, because the overlays is already handled. This is for like the separate charts, the update chart, separate charts. Overlays is already handled, it just gets updated, because the overlays, yeah, that's configured to be able to do any kind, all the types. So different lines, scatter. So yeah, that's already configured to be able to handle all that. So let's go to our main activity, and we need to change this to hash map, where this is a overlay dot kind comma overlay, like so. And then this will be index would be item dot kind. Oh, there are kind values, so kind equals overlay, like so. That's good, I believe. See what else is. It looks like there's some other issues on this page. One error. It's hard to find where the error is. Probably because there's minimize somewhere. Let's look at where we have all list overlay adapter. We need to change this to hash map. Map overlay dot kind comma overlay, and that's good, I believe. So I have to go to overlay list. Yep. So that's good. Now we want to go to all these different places where we don't really need to loop through. We just kind of index into, I think, some of them. So here we can do all data and index into the kind, and this one's all data index into the parent kind. But the parent, yeah, there should be one parent kind, or one kind. And this should be kind like this. Control Shift I, is that? Nope. should fix that. Oh, this should be data.all, like that, with a question mark. Only safe call, question mark. And then it's gonna say replace with safe. There we go. I guess we can do this question mark. It's gonna throw some problems probably sometime. Control Shift I, is that the, no, let's see, what? Auto init, Control Alt I, Control Alt I. And so we want to do something similar to this. But it's gonna be color index, and it's going to be parent kind right here. And then we can kind of, okay, should be lift out. Okay, so we can probably delete that. So then we can do this, but the label. There we go. Let's do filled. Filled with a question mark here. And then filled color, filled color, filled color with a question mark there. And this is selected legend. Selected legend. Whoops. Selected legend. Label. Okay, we don't need the question mark then? Required regular string found. Well, if we change it, whoops. There we go. And then we need to go to the chart list adapter and just change a few things here. So we can go to .values. And I really don't think that we should have a problem. Maybe we can do this. Require regular string. We'll go back to that one later. So we can do all dot values. Down here, all dot values. Now we just gotta fix the places where no null checking. So color index, I believe, should be the, oops. Oh, like this maybe? Okay, yeah. Okay. And then the next thing I was thinking about, when the color gets changed, that's probably part of the overlay adapter. Update color picker box, set background color to the color, and this is, well, there should be a when it gets changed. Okay, so update tart status, set color. So if the kind is equal to the parent kind, color index is greater than 0. So we also want to do this too. So data dot all dot so this will be kind. Dot all indicator information, then do the same thing, color index dot color equals color. Right there. C, place with the dots. There we go. Index in based on the kind. So it's the parent kind, but then it's based off of the kind index color. Okay. That fixes the color, so we can probably say that to do there is, well, we'll check it out. And then there's also an issue when you flip issue for what is it, horizontal screen. So let's try this out, see what happens. Okay, it's building. So yeah, I think that should fix the colors to be aligned at least. And the reason why we want to update the color here is because it will help when we change, when the legend is required to get updated, that the legend gets updated correctly. Actually, is that right? Does the legend color will get updated? Maybe, I don't know. we'll test it out. But I think adding that hash table in should help a little bit with the speed, so we don't have those crazy for loops. When we start talking about parent kinds, and you can't really index based off of that because it's embedded within the data kind. We could do a mapping like, well, here are all the child items that are associated to this parent kind, which would reduce the number of loops, but really it's the size of the for loop isn't that big. So if you're doing thousands, then we would probably want to do a mapping. Okay, so all of them look good, so let's try to change the color. RSI, let's change this to yellow. RSI. The legend is updated, but the line is not. Let's look at the line, how we get the line color. Get color. Oh, this is for, I think it's update chart. Loading complete, loading complete. So if we go to chart, set color, where it's being set, reset color or set color, update overlays, but this is not always an update overlay. This is actually depending on what item it is, it's not a overlay. So if it's we need to do, let's see, kind, separate chart, if not separate chart, we want to do the update overlays. Whoops. If it is a separate chart, we want to say let's find one that's update chart. Update chart kind. There we go. And it'll be data.kind. Where is it? This is, here we go. Like that. Yeah, let's try that out. So that was the thing, I was updating the main chart, but not actually the individual charts. So RSI should have the yellow. stay in between or restart. Yep, it is, which is good. So let's try to change it again to maybe like orange. Orange. It didn't. Color index. Loading complete. Color index is 0. The kind is equal to parent kind. Maybe we need to know exactly which. If we reset to probably would refresh it, the color correctly, but something's not. This index probably isn't quite right. Let's change zigzag color at least and see if that works. Line color to green. Yeah, that worked fine. Maybe we need to have a breakpoint there and do a debug session. Well, at least that the legend color is correct. I just don't think we have the correct updating the status. Say, hey, go update this chart. Alright, let's expand, change the time frame, back to yellow. So for here, the kind is, oh, should I be looking at position or I? Position. For list. Let's go to the list then. For RSI time frame. That doesn't have data. Yes, that's why the color is not correct. We should be looking at 3. So part of set color, we have position, We gotta look for the maybe that's just the parent kind. Yeah, it's parent kind. But we can do this. We can do this is what we can do. So we can do data dot all index, which would just be data dot list with a position PS, and then it can be data kind and parent kind, and then it will be separate chart here. So basically what we're doing is we have the parent kind and we can index into the all data, and we know that that has the information for whether it's separate chart or not. Okay. Let's try that. Yeah, actually this hash table is pretty handy. This will work for if there isn't a detailed item. The parent kind is going to be the same thing, so we'll know if it's a separate chart or not. But it should always be a detailed item, actually. Alright, so I'll change RSI, color to green, and we can step into, there we go, bam, update chart. What? System out, binding charts. Maybe I need to find other update charts. This is wrong. Should be this. I think it should be that. It really is whatever has the data. So this is how it would work. It's if the has data, is it data kind data dot has data? If it has data, then we do kind here. Else it would be parent kind. Kind data dot parent kind. Let's try that. Because that's where the data needs to be updated, otherwise it just isn't gonna do anything. The status is not gonna be valid. and this will be supporting of when there are multiple data items in the detailed information. Okay, let's change RSI. So back to purple. Okay. Yep, gotta do the parent kind, and that should be good. Bam, change to purple. Now let's try the stochastic, because this has multiple ones, so let's turn this red to green. And so it should be the regular one, not the parent one. Yep. But they didn't change. Or it should always be parent kind. Maybe it should always be parent kind. Copy this and just paste it over. Yeah, I guess so, because they're separate charts. That's right, it's always held in the parent for the separate charts, the color information. Okay, green, let's change this to back to red. Turn off the debugger. Yeah, there we go. It worked. DPO has a color, but it, let's see if that works. Yeah, it works. That's kind of cool. It doesn't have the filled. We don't have the filled color change, but that's okay. Yeah, that's actually really cool. Really cool. Alright, so we can say the colors done at, how do we do our dates? Like that. 8/24/2018. We'll do the same thing for this simplifying the chart. That's great. It's gonna make it so much easier to add a bunch of items. I know we did a ton of improvement on trying to simplify this. It took many sessions, but actually let's just leave that there. You know, I also want to, I don't want to look at the horizontal issues right now, but I do want to look at one of the issues that I ran into, a bug that I got. I was really happy because I didn't get any crashes for the past couple days, but one item did come back up, and that's in the charting library. So it's not actually the code that we created, but we want to see if we can at least save ourselves. So we go to data, charting data, data set. We're index line 286. 286. Get for entry. Yeah. Right here. So we probably need to do some type of checking here to just ensure that if how are we gonna make this so that it's, because we could return null too, but that's gonna cause an error as well. I really don't know how this can be caught. Line chart render, combine chart, bar chart. US. It was Bitcoin, USDT, or US dollars, and then we added the Bollinger Bands. I feel like on the chart list adapter we must check to make sure, or like, I don't know. Maybe with this latest it will be better. Only adding when we get stuff, I think. Get entry data, it'll return this things, but maybe here we have to make sure that, like, if entry data size is not empty. So line graph, yeah. Entry data, is there any other entry data items? I don't think so. This is where all the lines get added. And it's not reversed to volume, it's not on the volume graph, it's separate. Update overlays. Maybe this is it because it's part of the Bollinger Bands. Candlestick, overlay, information. Adding line. It is not empty, yeah? List 0, get data, so here, if list is empty, continue. Maybe that will help. Because it looks like here we set it no matter what. So, alright, maybe that will work, I don't know. To do a horizontal screen. I'm gonna probably call it for today. We'll look at the horizontal screen tomorrow, and we'll look at the stochastic cloud, like when we add the stochastic where is it? Stochastic oscillator, and then we add the cloud. It doesn't shift. Let's see, let's go down to the end. Yeah, see, like, they're not shifted, so gotta look into why that's doing it. So once we get those, I don't think we'll have too many issues going on right now. We will start pumping out some more different types of indicators. So alright, thank you everyone for joining.